Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Automation Hub Sathak, and in today's video we will learn about these two plugins, Maven Surefire Plugin and Maven Compiler Plugin. This is a continuation video of the previous video. I'm sure you would have seen the video which actually tells you how do you run multiple test suites using one testng.xml file. This is just a continuation. But why am I making this video, Maven Surefire Plugin, Maven Compiler Plugin and all that? I'll tell you the reasons. Let's say for example you are actually working in an actual project, not learning from a YouTube video or anything like that. Let's say you are working in your project. Many times a situation will come wherein you might not have the chance to run your code from Eclipse or an IntelliJ IDEA or something, maybe these IDEs are not accessible. So then what will you do? And then let's say for example you're working on an operating system wherein opening such IDEs are extremely difficult, and traversing in that particular path and all that becomes a difficult proposition. So at least you should know how to run your testng.xml file from a command prompt. And then what if you integrate your project with Jenkins and GitHub and all those integrations which you do with your different things, and probably you don't want to open everything and check and what's going on. You just want to open a command prompt and you just want to type WR CMD, hit enter and do something here which will hardly take any memory space, and it will do your job. Imagine the same situation when you make your project work in multiple platforms. So you'll be using grid. So in all situations it might not be possible every now and then to open Eclipse or open IntelliJ IDEA and get your things done, but you still have to categorize executing your testng.xml file in different formats individualistically as a whole, and then maybe try running some other things as well. Okay, so here in this particular thing, I will tell you how using Maven Surefire plugin, you will be able to do that. It's a very simple process, but make sure your Maven is configured. This is something which is important. Make sure Maven is configured. The second thing which is important is whenever I think you have watched my previous videos which actually says that you have to, I have already told how to download the Maven archetypes using 1.4 version, and then by default technically you will get all these dependencies. Anyways, I have done a lot of videos. Please make your pom.xml file first. Configure this file. This is extremely important. If you do not know how to configure your Maven pom.xml file, please do not watch these videos. Please complete those videos and then come to this video. And then obviously in the build plugin management you will have a plugin known as Maven Compiler plugin. Okay, you have to do this, you have to add this, and then there is a Maven Surefire plugin. If you want to learn more about this Maven Surefire plugin, go to Google, copy this, go to Google and just look for it. This is the website. If you want you can learn. If you want to Maven Surefire plugin is the one. And there are a lot of examples. In examples you can use testng, and here you can see the latest build. The latest build is 3.0.m5. I can copy this and I can paste it over here. This is one thing I can do. Now let me go for Maven Compiler plugin. Of course there are other plugins as well, but as of now we'll be just worried about these two. So Maven Compiler plugin, I'm not sure whether I'll be able to get the right version, so let it be like this. I'm not gonna tamper anything. So now the thing is, you will have to know how to execute your testng.xml. This is the one which I created yesterday. Remember, I showed you how to create this suite file and added the UAT environment, test environment, product environment, and I individualistically added those testng.xml files. Please watch the previous video. Do not jump directly into this video, otherwise you might not be able to understand this video. Okay, so now my testng.xml, everything is set. For example, I want to execute only the testng.xml file. So here in this Maven Surefire plugin, you have to use a configuration suite XML files, and let's say for example you want to execute only your testng.xml file. So that's it. You will just copy this, and that's it. As of now, I'm commenting all these things. Okay, I'll remove this property which I have added, but I'm not going to use right now. I don't want to confuse you. I'll keep it saved over here. I'll just save it like this. So for the time being, don't worry about this. Don't worry about this commented part. Ignore this. Just imagine that inside this plugin management of Maven Surefire plugin, you just have to add a configuration HTML tag, and inside the configuration HTML tag, you have to add suite XML files, and inside the suite XML files, you just have to add a suite XML file, and you have to give the path of this testng.xml file, which anyways isn't testng.xml. There is no other further path for this, and that's it. Now, what is the next step? You have to go to this particular place where the project is. So the project is in C drive users. Okay, you just make sure you are in the correct drive. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to open a command prompt. I'm already in C drive. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go to this particular directory of this project, properties. I'll copy this, I'll paste it here. So it is here. Now the next command which you have to give is Maven compile, Maven compile, and this Maven compile will actually compile your particular project. It is compiling this, and you can do this directly and see build success. So how did this compile? Who took care of this? This fellow took care of the compiling part of it. Now this is done. Now once this is done, you can do the next part, Maven test. Now you are testing this particular project out using so it is taking its own time. It is running those test cases. It will give you the result eventually. So let's wait. Okay, so finally I had so many test cases to run, around 10 of them. It gave you the output, build a success. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check my code and see what all test cases I have. Okay, I have so many log, reg UAT, and so many things. Let me go and check. So in SRC test Java, reg UAT, why reg UAT is coming so many times? Okay, see, I've kept invocation count equal to 10 and invocation timeout. I'm going to remove this. I don't want this so many times. I'll just save it like this. Now I've done the change. Okay, so technically, and I will not keep any dependency on anything. I'm just making my code simpler. I'm just trying to see that everything is working fine. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to compile again because I have saved the project. It will compile. Just give it some time. Now I'm again gonna test. Now you will see that reg UAT test is not getting repeated multiple number of times because I have removed the condition. See, now reg UAT test came only once. The invocation count equal to 10 I have removed, so it will just get executed once. So your output is coming. Now let me deliberately try to introduce failure in one of those test cases and then see how this thing actually works. Now let's say in username uppercase, okay, I will here introduce assert dot fail. I'll fail this testing Surefire plugin failure. I'll not use JUnit, I'll use this thing. So I failed it. Now technically, since I failed it, I'll again compile. So now my code should fail because I've deliberately failed a particular test case. So it should show me the failure result as well. Now I'm doing again Maven test. Let's see. So last time everything, all the test cases were absolutely fine. Now there is a failure. So this thing exactly. See, the point is this actually identified that particular failure. See, testing Surefire plugin failure. See, this thing will actually give you the idea about whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're not trying to do, everything this thing will actually tell you. So you can just go ahead and do this. Okay, now you can also do a lot of segregations. Let's say, for example, you don't want your complete suite to run. Okay, you don't want, you just want one of the, you want only the test environment to run. Fine, no problem. You can make this one active. The rest will remain. Only test environment has how many? Let me check. Test environment has login test, logout test, registered test. Only login test, logout test, registered test will get executed. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to again compile. Okay. I'm going to again test. So only test environment test cases will get executed. See, test runs 3, failure 0. Okay, so reg test, login test, logout test, test environment C, reg test, login test. If you go to register test, see, reg test, login test, logout test. So that's it. You can simplify this. Let's say you want to do even further. You want to add your let's say UAT environment as well. Simple, no problem. You copy your suite file of UAT, put it here. This is the path. That's it. Now again, mbn space compile. Mbn space test. Now, UAT test had a failure, remember? So this was a failure which we introduced in the previous section. So UAT test is failing. That is why it is actually showing that error. So everything is working fine. Similarly, you can add this also. So now, at some point of time, what happens is whenever there is a test case which gets failed. So if you refresh your project, now technically we have failed one of the test cases in UAT environment. UAT environment package, we have failed this one deliberately. Okay, so now when you deliberately or for whatever reasons a test case actually fails and you execute that, once you refresh that particular project, so I'm refreshing this particular project, you go to the target folder, you expand the target folder, then you expand this Surefire reports. So once you expand your Surefire reports folder, you will see a testng-fail.xml file present inside it. You can take this particular path, and I have written this over here. So I'll just copy this and I'll put it here. Let's say tomorrow you need only to execute your failed test cases. You don't want to execute the ones which are passed. So similarly, you don't want to execute this, and you don't want to execute this anyways. So you just want only the failed test cases to get executed. Okay, there is other way also, but this is the way you can do it from testng.xml. This is an interview question. How will you rerun failed test cases using testng.xml? Obviously you will have to use using Maven Surefire plugin, and you have to write the configuration, write the suite XML files, and you have to give the path of that testng fail.xml path. So path is target, Surefire reports, and that's it. Now we will execute this. So we will compile first, and then we will test. It will anyways fail. This will not pass because we have deliberately given a failure assertion. But at least you know that it is actually trying to run that particular test case only. It is not running other test cases. You will see test run is 1. It is not trying to run any other thing. So this particular thing is actually living proof that if you try to rerun only the failed test cases, this will also work. So this is also an extremely important interview question. Some people, those are extremely good in TestNG, they might ask you, okay, you can use iRetry analyzer interface to rerun your test cases, failed test cases. What is the way of rerunning your failed test cases using TestNG? Then you will have to say that by using a plugin, Maven Surefire plugin, we will use this. So this is also very important, little complicated, but not that much. You can do this. There is also a way to, you can also add your thread pool size over here. You can batch run this as well. You can use multiple threads also. So for multiple threads, I had told you, right, you can add these properties. You can do these thread pool size properties, and you can add it over here. Okay, now let's say for example you don't want this to be run, you only want so let's say you want thread pool size value to be 3, and let's say you are using the test environment, this thing, copy this. See, nobody remembers all these things extremely exactment, with utter exactment. I even don't. But at least if you practice once or twice, even if you forget after a few months or maybe a year, at least you'll know, okay, yes, I've done something, and it'll come to you even faster than not knowing absolutely anything about it. Okay, no interviewer will exactly, okay, tell me each and every HTML tag. He will say, okay, you have to go to configuration, then suit XML file. See, it is not an easy thing to remember. Even I don't remember. I might even forget after 6 months. But that is okay. But at least you should know, this is the way, this is one way. You can save it somewhere in a notepad, and when you want to refer, you can go and refer it. It is not a crime to forget things. It is human, just human. So don't beat up yourself because of that. So I'll compile. Okay, let me actually get, okay, TestNG. Okay, fine. Compile. And now I'll write ambient test. We'll see whether this thing is actually taking up the 3 threads which I was talking about. No, that means I might be doing something wrong. I'll correct it at a later stage. As of now, you just focus on the previous things, not about the thread pool size. I'll just refer if I'm missing something, and I'll get this thing rectified. So this is a very important concept. Maven Surefire plugin, you might not find a lot of relative information in a lot of places, but I've tried my level best to make this thing extremely simple. If you have any doubts, please do ask in the comment section or email me. I'll be very happy to help you guys. Thank you so much. If you did like my video, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Sarthak here, signing off.